Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about the new and upcoming luxury makeup releases and sharing whether or not I plan to purchase in the segment I call Love It or Leave It. The bulk of what I have to share today is Spring 2021, which generally starts to become available before the end of December. So it's not nearly as far away as it may seem. Mentally, I am nowhere near spring 2021, so it does feel sort of strange even talking about it. Now, these types of videos are not nearly as much fun unless you also share your thoughts and feedback with me. So if there's something that you see that you are obsessed with, you have to see a review, you're so excited, drop me a comment. If there's something that you're really not that interested in, you plan to skip, that is also great information for me to have. In my last few Love It or Leave It videos, I've been very open and honest with you guys about my current strict shopping policy. I am not spending a dime on anything that I am not 100% obsessed with, in love with. I know it's going to add value to my collection, or I'm going to use it all the time, and it will be worth the money. I don't want to waste any money on mediocre makeup. I'm taking that same energy from 2020 into 2021. I'm going to begin with Charlotte Tilbury. We have a Chic Profile official exclusive. She posted this just a few hours ago, and she did tease us. She let us know that there were a lot of Charlotte Tilbury launches on the way before the end of the year, which I'm going to do my best to get the launch dates of all of these collections, and I will update the description box as I get that information. But it says here this is going to launch before the end of December, 3 new eyeshadow palettes. These are the Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter Luxury Palettes. They look really beautiful, all 3 of them. There is one in particular that catches my eye because I'm a little bit eyeshadowed out at the moment. I've purchased so many larger palettes this year that nothing really looks interesting to me at the moment. I don't know what it is. I'm just really happy with what I have in my collection. I don't feel like I need to add anything else at the moment, which is why I did not pick up the Fire Rose Quad. And I did have an idea that these were coming. 2 of the palettes look a bit more basic. They remind me of palettes that you can purchase from any other brand. In fact, the top left corner, that reminds me a lot of the Glowgasm Palette. I think it's called the Glowgasm Palette. It's her highlighter palette from Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like the same thing, but shrunk down in eyeshadow form. It's similar shades. You kind of have that champagne, bronzy color, the light pink, and then the rose gold. The other palette has a bit more warmth to it, also looks really beautiful. Now this stands out to me. It's the palette with the really pretty peach in the top right corner, the navy blue in the bottom left, and then you have a champagne gold and a bronze. There's something about this color combination. It's a little bit different from the others. Looks more unique, and I bet it's really beautiful on the eye. I like that it's a different setup from what we're used to seeing from Charlotte Tilbury. It has the word Hollywood embossed on top of each eyeshadow, so I think this might be a completely different formula. It doesn't look like it's going to be the same prime, enhance, smoke, pop. They all look shimmery. They all look like they are the same formula but different shades. There's a photo on the box. When you zoom in, it says Soft Focus Glow Filter for Bigger, Brighter Movie Star Eyes. I don't know what that means, soft focus glow. Is it going to be a sheer wash of color, just a light sheen, or is it going to be really creamy, really heavy and pigmented? I'm very curious. I'm going to pick up at least one of these palettes. Probably the peach and the navy. Looks navy. Next, we have a sneak peek at the Chanel Spring 2020 collection, and I know these photos have been circulating for a few weeks now, but at the time they came out, I wasn't ready to give them any attention. I was still in holiday mode, so now I'm finally sitting down, taking a look at the collection, really appreciating it, and I think it looks really beautiful. It reminds me a bit of fall 2020, but the bronzy golden version. Both palettes look stunning. I will be picking up both palettes for sure. Lipsticks, nail polishes, I don't know. In the photo, we see 2 reds, and again, I'm using Chic Profile Official. She has all of the inside info, but in the campaign photo, Victoria looks like she's wearing more of a nude. It's hard to tell from the photo, so we'll see if there are more lipsticks or if it's just those 2. The limited edition piece, it looks like highlighting blush, bronzer. Maybe it's a highlighter, bronzer, blush, bronzer. Not quite sure. It's beautiful. It looks really stunning. Now this product reminds me of summer 2 years back when they came out with the bronzer highlight, or what was supposed to be a bronzer highlighter. One of the shades was far too light. Most people ended up using it as a setting powder and a highlighter. I like it. I picked it up. I was a little bit disappointed, a little bit confused, and it's not really something I've touched a lot. I do really like it for travel. Hopefully this will not be the same way. This bronzer looks like a true bronzer, and the highlight looks really pretty, so I think this is a better color combination. I think this is going to be really nice for a lot of different skin tones. In this photo in particular, it almost looks like two completely different collections pushed together into one. On the top half, you see the eyeshadow palettes, which are very earthy. They're warm, really yummy colors. The face palette, which looks really beautiful. And then on the bottom, you get the nail polishes and the lipsticks, which are bright holiday reds. So it doesn't really look very cohesive there. As we get more photos and when the collection finally does launch and we can see everything in person, see more images from the campaign even, I think it will probably all come together. I'm excited to read the inspiration and hear more about this collection. These colors look really stunning. That nude nail polish looks really pretty. That looks like it goes with the top half of the photo. Overall, the collection looks like the perfect fresh start for next year. We're getting away from pinks that we saw so much of last year. I know a lot of people, I've heard from a lot of people who are so sick of pink. So we're finally back into browns, warm tones, very flattering colors on most people. Both palettes look incredibly wearable. There's not one that says day, one is evening. I think you could pick up either or and be really happy. I'm going to hold out hope that they're also coming out with an eyeliner to match these palettes. Maybe a smoky bronze or a really pretty gold. I think that would be so beautiful. That's the one thing that is missing from the collection so far that we've seen photos of. Other than that, I think this is going to be really beautiful. Next, we have a sneak peek of Dior Spring 2021. Now, this collection definitely reminds me of the fall collection from Chanel this year. And if I'm being perfectly honest, which I always will be, I'm not a huge fan of either of these eyeshadow palettes. They look pretty. They don't really look that interesting, and I don't really understand the 3-shadow palette. Why not the quad? Why do they have to be different? They have the quints, now they have the trios, but I think a quad is the perfect number of shades because you get enough to create one look in one palette. And just like the fall collection from Chanel, when the first time I saw that collection, I thought both palettes looked pretty similar. I think the same thing is true for this Dior Spring collection. Both of these palettes look quite similar. Now maybe the same thing will happen, and as soon as I see them in person I'll realize that they are actually very different. But here I'm looking at arm swatches from Chic Profile Official and they just don't look very different at all. The pink shade is a bit different. The top shade, the bottom shade is different on the arm, but I'm not sure it would be such a big difference that you would really notice on the eye. And then the center shade is very sheer. Right now, my instinct is to leave both. I wouldn't even pick up one of these palettes. Not only do I think they look very similar, but I also think the color story is very similar to almost all of the palettes we saw in 2020. So I'm really not interested in revisiting that color story in 2021. I'm actually more interested in picking up one of their new standard inline palettes than picking up one of these limited edition palettes. You get 2 additional eyeshadows. I'm not sure what the price is, but I imagine the price is the same as the quints. For 3 eyeshadows, pretty boring shades. Lucky for Dior, there is more to this collection. They have 2 glow sticks, which seem to be like the Le Beige Healthy Glow Sticks. There's a peach and a pink. I'm curious. I have enough of the glow sticks that I really don't need this type of product. It's kind of stick balm for the face. But I'd like to see what they look like. If the pink is a little bit more pigmented, maybe I would pick that up. Right now, I would leave this as well, just because I don't think it's really that different. It reminds me a lot of what Chanel has already done. The nail polishes look pretty pastel, perfect for spring, a couple lip oils. Now this last item I am definitely interested in. Most everything else from Dior Spring I could easily walk away from. That's a leave it. But this cushion compact looks interesting. I love the packaging. So beautiful. It's kind of like the old school Dior logo. Black with the silver. It looks very sleek and chic, although it could be navy. It would make more sense if it was navy. In the photo, it looks black. I guess it could be navy. Either way, I'm not usually drawn to a cushion compact. It looks like every brand is coming out with a cushion compact next year. This one I am interested in because I love Dior foundations. I love Dior skincare. So if this is a sort of hybrid product, this could be really nice. I had the Chanel cushion compact that was kind of a one and done that they came out with a couple years ago. That was my last cushion compact. I did like it. I used it up. They discontinued the product, so there was no need for me to replace it anyhow. I generally stick to foundation. If I am wearing makeup for the day, I'm just going to go in with a medium to full coverage. If I just want light coverage, I'll do a tinted moisturizer or the Water Fresh tint. I don't like the contamination aspect. It's one thing if it's separated when you store the product, but unless you're cleaning the sponge that you're dipping into the cushion every single time, you are going to take an old sponge, dip it into the product, swirl it around, everything kind of mixes together. I would prefer to pump out a foundation onto the back of my hand, and then that way it's not exposed to oxygen, it's not exposed to the sponge. I love the convenience, the function of a compact like this. I just worry about cleanliness and bacteria and molds and all of those things with the little sponge just sitting right there in the compact. It's the one downside. Here's a product coming out very soon that I'm excited to try. I'm going to pick this up. It's from Lancome. It's their new Lashy Doll Mascara. This wand looks so promising. I love the Hypnose Drama Mascara from Lancome. It has the curved wand. This one looks more like an angle. It's less curved, it's more angular. And then the bristles are kind of tapered in, which I love because I need small bristles for the inner lashes, but I like thicker bristles for the outer lashes. So I kind of think this could be perfect. It looks very different, very unique from other wands. I know they're not the hottest, trendiest brand, but Lancome does mascara better than anybody else. They have several mascaras that are award-winning, bestsellers year after year. So I'm excited to try this. I'll pick this up. I'm also looking at a few spring pieces here from Guerlain, and these look beautiful. They have a new decorated lipstick case. This one has little pearls all over it. I need to see this in person because it could be that the photos are not doing it justice. Fingers crossed that's the case because I don't love what it looks like in these photos. It looks very cheap. But when I think of Guerlain, I think of really luxurious, really beautiful. I find it hard to believe Guerlain would come out with a pearl lipstick case that looks cheap. So, I don't know. I'm torn. If it looks really beautiful in person, I'm definitely picking this up. In fact, I need to try to find the holiday lipstick case, the gold and the silver. I saw it, I believe, at Saks, and I waited. Maybe it won't be available, but if it is still available, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I'm excited about this pearl case as well. And the lipsticks. It looks like there's a really pretty nudie peachy gold. You can tell it's sheer and has a little bit of a sheen. And then there's a really pretty pink. Both of the lipsticks look really beautiful. I don't think you'll have as much trouble getting your hands on the lipsticks. The cases are generally hard to come by if it's a limited edition case. I'm hoping it will look closer to this Chantecaille pearl case that they came out with, several years ago now. This is one of my favorite compacts of all time. In fact, now I don't even use it. I just keep it on display underneath my vanity case so I can see it. Besides Chanel, it looks like the YSL Spring collection for 2021 could be my favorite. All of these pieces look interesting. They're coming out with another Couture Clutch eyeshadow palette, which I picked up the palette earlier in the year. Let me grab it. This is the Marrakesh Clutch. I believe they came out with Marrakesh and Paris. I did a collaboration with Hey It's Jacqueline, but you can see you have this really pretty chevron design. It's not real leather, but it does sort of look like a YSL handbag. And then you open it up and you have all of these beautiful, vibrant eyeshadows. The look was not my most popular. I really liked the way it turned out and I really liked the way these shadows performed. It's an interesting color combination for sure. It's not going to be for everybody. The other palette was pink and yellow. There were a couple earth tones in there as well, so I think maybe Paris was a bit more wearable than this. But this palette for spring looks like a pink version of this. How beautiful would that be? It's kind of a light, muted baby pink, and then the shades inside are really beautiful, vibrant pastels. I'm trying to get a good photo. It looks like pinks, blues, but also a couple earth tones. There are some browns and tans in there. I think it will be a similar situation to this. It's not going to be for everybody. It might be too colorful. I think I have to get it. I'm just so curious. I'm so interested by the colors inside. It looks very unique. I love this packaging. This clutch packaging is so pretty. So that is coming home with me. There are also several lipsticks that come in this really pretty glittery silver packaging. They look stunning. Some reds, a couple oranges, also some nudes. So they have a really nice variety here. I'm so used to seeing gold packaging from YSL. That is their thing. All of their compacts, all of their lipsticks, everything is gold and it's beautiful. So this silver is very interesting. It's very pretty. I like that they're switching it up, taking it a different direction for spring. Lots of really pretty cool tones. It does look like they're also going to come out with gold Volupte Shine lipsticks for the collection. And then here we also have another cushion compact. And this compact is a circular version of this. So you have this black chevron. I'll probably choose one or the other. Maybe I'll pick up both and compare them against each other. The packaging is stunning for both of them. I imagine they'll call it Touchy Clock Glow or something like that. Laura Mercier is also coming out with a cushion compact. This is part of a Chinese New Year collection. That could be really pretty as well. I do like Laura Mercier foundations, but I love Dior and YSL foundations. So along with the cushion compact, it looks like Laura Mercier is also coming out with a limited edition red lipstick and a red capped translucent powder for the Chinese New Year. It's a very small collection, but really pretty. Great pieces. And then Bobbi Brown is also coming out with some pieces for Chinese New Year. Gorgeous eyeshadow palette and 3 different lipsticks. I know it's not going to appeal to a lot of people because of the red and the pink in there, but I am so excited about Bobbi Brown eyeshadows at the moment because they came out with several palettes for their holiday collection. They were sent to me complimentary, but when I tell you, I have been blown away by how beautiful they are, how pigmented and easy to blend. I've been so happy playing around with their eyeshadows that now I'm really excited to see what else they come out with, and I've been sleeping on them for a really long time. So this palette interests me, and I can't tell if it's red or copper, but if that shimmery eyeshadow is red and not copper, I think that will be so unique, so different. I will have to pick up this palette. It's not the type of color or palette that you're going to use often, but it's not going to come around that often either, so why not take advantage? The last collection that stood out to me so far is from Nars. They also have a Chinese New Year theme, and these pieces look really pretty. I love the look of this eyeshadow quad. I think it is very wearable. 4 different lipsticks in beautiful red packaging, and then they have a limited edition setting powder. This is their famous, almost impossible to get a hold of, white, slightly shimmery setting powder that is supposed to be beautiful. I've never tried this because I remember every time I saw it and I was sort of interested, it was always sold out. So I'm kind of surprised that they're bringing it out in this limited edition packaging, but this looks really pretty. I want this. I want to try this powder, and I love this packaging, so why not get it in that pretty packaging? That's all I have to share for now. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked seeing all of the sneak peeks of spring. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. Now it's time for you to spill. Let me know down below if you love these pieces or you're going to leave them. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, as long as it's already available. Everything on my face will be down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.